How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of GTA 4 on the PC, and today's commentary topic is about an article I read this morning that was basically involving an 8-year-old boy and that he killed his grandma after playing GTA 4, so let's get into it. Now, first off, I've looked into a couple of articles on this. Most of them seem to say pretty much the same thing. A couple of them differ from the grandmother's age. One of them said 87, another said 90, but that isn't really relevant to the story, and one of them said that they weren't the grandmother altogether, so I'm not sure which is true. The thing with incidents like this is when they do come out, you usually have really different stories with, certain figures being different in each time. But for the most part, they all said that an 8-year-old boy intentionally shot and killed his grandmother minutes after playing the violent video game GTA 4, US authorities said. So this to me, I don't understand why they've got Grand Theft Auto 4 in the title. This seems like another fear campaign about violent video games, turning kids into killers and all this kind of stuff. And number one thing with this is GTA 4 in America is recommended for ages 17 and over, which means this kid who is 8 years old should not have been playing this game to begin with. There is no reason why he should have been playing this. I mean, I couldn't imagine myself being 8 and playing GTA. I don't know why his parents let him do this, why his grandmother let him do this. I don't know who was responsible for getting him that game, but obviously someone bought it for him, and I think that they need to be looked at if they're providing material like this to an 8-year-old. And many sites are reporting on the GTA 4 part, saying that GTA 4 rewards players by giving them points for killing people. Now, I've played GTA 4 and I do not remember that being in there at all, so this just shows how bad the news is about getting these facts, and they just think that GTA is a game, you run around with a gun, you kill people and you get points. That's not how GTA works if you've played it. You can go and do that kind of stuff, but it doesn't really encourage you to go and randomly kill civilians or do anything like that. There is story, there is structure, so I don't know why people have gone and done that. I don't know what game they meant to be referring to, but literally every article has said that I've seen, even ones from game sites, so I don't know, there has to have been someone from the site thinking, hang on, I haven't played GTA, but that doesn't sound right, so I don't know why people are constantly publishing you get rewards or you get points for killing players. I don't think that's how it works. And then the article goes on to say stuff about the access to violent video games such as GTA 4 may encourage aggressive behavior in children. Now, I think it comes down to the fact that before a certain age, kids like to mimic behavior. I don't know, if you've been around kids, you'll know this, and they like to, play around, and, what the adults do, they like to go and do that. So I think that this kid was before that point where he didn't really realize that what he was doing would have consequences for it. So he just saw something in a video game, he saw, someone get shot, or he shoots someone, and he thought, oh, I'm going to go do that in real life. Now, obviously there's a big problem here, not with just the game standpoint. He shouldn't have been playing the game, as I've said, but he shouldn't have had access to a gun or a loaded gun at that to begin with. So I don't know why he even knew where that gun was, or why there was a gun at that present. I don't know. They really shouldn't have done it like that, and obviously this woman's lost her life because of it. I also found a source that confirms that, as well as saying children under the age of 8 can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy, so it makes them more vulnerable to learning from and adopting reality that they see, in violence and TV and games. So maybe that study should be moved up to 9, because my guess is this 8-year-old didn't physically understand what he was doing. He just saw it in a game, and because he was of the age where you're still, learning about the world, you don't know everything about the world yet. So he just thought he saw something in a game, so he went and did it in real life. Now, I've searched through some of these articles, but I haven't found anything talking about whether the child knew anything about guns at all, or gun safety, or whether he'd ever fired a gun. So I don't think he would have, but I could be completely wrong on this. But my guess is maybe he just saw it one time, or he saw his parents or his grandma using it or something like that, and he thought, oh, that looks like fun, and then grabbed it after he played GTA. That's my guess, but then again, he may have had some shooting with it before, but then if he has, that's a whole other issue. Why is an 8-year-old firing a gun? So I don't know if this was bad parenting or what happened, but I think in the coming weeks or maybe months, there'll probably be an update article on this saying something about, as the investigation continues, what actually happened. So to prevent issues like this in future, first of all, kids should not be playing games that aren't meant for their age, especially if they're 10 years under the limit of, how old you're meant to be to play GTA in America. And I think this incident is probably going to cause this massive hype train of trying to get GTA 5 banned and all that, but I would really like it, instead of doing that, to cause this hype of going around and telling parents of the violence in these games so that they don't buy these games for kids, because kids should not be playing games like this. If you're 8 or under, Why the heck would you be playing a GTA game? That makes no sense to me. And second, this kid shouldn't have had access to a gun at all, or even know where it was. Anyway, it is very sad to hear stories like this, especially when people don't seem to realize the actual cause of the issue, and they just get up in arms about a certain game when there is a number of other factors that kind of contribute to what actually unfolded. So anyway, this brings me to the end of my video. Leave any comments about this issue down below, and if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.